Hello gents, welcome to the channel. Today for a little bit of Stronghold 2. An older RTS first released in 2005 on disc and then, wait what, 19 years? Oh boy. And then later brought over to Steam as, well, the Steam edition. The entire thing takes place in medieval Great Britain and I'm sure that all that you're about to see is historically accurate. Anyway, let's see how it holds up. And this guy here is not actually me. Hey, this is Sir William, a noble lord apparently. But more on him later, he doesn't really have the time for chit-chat right now. Let's see what's up with that.
Bring him down!
This balding muscle brain, not that I'm one to talk, distinguished gentleman is Lord Barclay, or the Hammer. Needless to say, he's the bad guy. Well, one of them. And I'm sure he's got a spotless track record of workplace safety. The background here? The story goes like this. The king went missing and our friend William, who's a royal champion or some such, thought that maybe this dude knows something about it and went in to get some info. Oh, and this one is actually me, by the way. Very sneaky. Full plate armor, bright daylight, and he's a royal champion. How about a disguise? This first mission is mostly there to give us some exposition, which I'll be rudely skipping or at least summarizing most of the time going forward, so be warned, and to let you learn the sophisticated and complex controls that you'll need to. It's left and right click. You won't ever need much else. Hang on a minute, I want to take a look at something. Dude, what happened to the handsome man from the intro? This must be one of the worst allergic reactions in medical history. Or is he related to John Rambo? Anyway. So first, we let that gate absolutely have it until it just kind of flies apart, and then get rid of these unfortunate souls. As to exactly why the boat is parked in a fortified enemy position is beyond me, but hey. Now, before we sail away and end this mission, knights, especially on horseback, are pretty much the tankiest, fastest, and highest DPS foot unit.
But sir, that is a horse.
Nope, shut up, don't say anything, I'm ignoring that. Where was I? Right. Highest DPS foot unit in the game, so those guys from before were very optimistic to say the least. Which is exactly why they barely scratched the horses, which we then unceremoniously dumped by the wayside. This expo was about our past as Sir William's page and the fact that he just throws us into this whole mess. Good luck and all. And it only took, what, like 5 seconds for me to have my first lapse in judgment. Since other stuff only gets unlocked later down the line, all we have are wood and stone for resources. And technically peasants, but that's a whole other can of worms. So the smart move would be stockpile near production. Now for stone it's less of an issue cause the guys working there don't have to transport it themselves. But the lumberman has to do all the work himself. Cut tree, make logs, bring one back, make planks and get those to the stockpile. And placing the stockpile properly should have been easy enough. Little tangent here, you can always place the first saw pit, even with no wood, because they're just that important. Now here you get to see me struggle for a while to get the camera angle back to 90 degrees after accidentally pressing Q. Cause Q and E turn the camera apparently. I suppose that's what I get for playing too much Factorio, where Q unselects the thing you're holding or selects what you hover over. Anyway, back to the mission. This here is where that part with the free saw pit might come in handy. These monks, while being on our side, are very much thieving bastards and do as they please without asking. So the second we have spare lumber and stone, they just go ahead and take it. Not that I cared this time, but had I decided to relocate the stockpile in the beginning, to fix my little oopsie, I would have actually deleted the starting supply of wood.
The people love you, my lord.
Ah yes, the popularity handbook, where we see if our brown nosing of the peasantry is good enough or not. But if you fuck this up in the first mission, then the game is gonna be an uphill battle for you.
You do well, Master
There we go.
Steel.
It's interesting how almost all games wanna hurry you along, yet it seldom matters in the slightest. Yeah, that's fine. It's probably easy to tell from this, but I do have my fair share of hours in this game, and the soundtracks of the Stronghold games are just excellent for relaxing. It's also often used when people play D&D for example, or need this tavern or medieval feeling. For me though, this was pretty much one of the first computer games I've ever played on this rusty old brick here, and I love it to this day, even though it barely ran on that dinosaur. 500 MHz processor, baby. Really though, it took quite a few minutes to load, with the loading screen music often looping up to 3 times and was a very bumpy ride after that. Anyways, back to it. And now for a menu I've never actually used before, believe it or not. As you can see by my confused clicking and me changing the camera angle to everything, I haven't a clue what to do with it. But it also helped me get the camera back to a right angle in the end, so nothing to complain about. While we are here, another thing about these monks. Once they're on their way to get lumber or stone, they will pick it up and bring it to the construction site, even though, as you can see, it's already done. It's an entirely inconsequential amount at this point, but it's still wasted and I don't like that. I wonder why. Oh, yeah, that's why. At that point, I'm wondering. You sent them into battle, yet they can't swim. Which I'd still argue is a fair point, especially since that's not exactly a raging river and they live right beside it, so they should know other ways to cross it. Oh boy.
Matthew, with the bridge repaired.
Skip! No, actually, wait a second. Oh boy, looking at this dude, yeah, you can tell this game is from 2005. Christ almighty, how far we've come.
What is it, Barclay?
Since that's a rather lengthy conversation, this guy tells that guy that someone was in his castle and that he looked just like him. Turns out this dude is William's brother, which for some reason has a French name and heavy accent. Anyway, they're plotting an attack since they apparently tracked me, but hand the job over to a cretin. Wait, what? Oh, certain Olaf, who will be introduced shortly. Yeah, I've actually been looking at that black screen for a short while. Turns out it only continues once you click in the right place, so within this area. But past me takes a while yet to realize that.
A message came from Sir William.
Don't worry about the content of that. It's just an update on Sir William and what he's been up to. Since the training wheels are slowly coming off, the wizard conjuring foodstuffs who kept the granary stocked has now left, and we have to manage our own food, which for the time being seems to be meat, and some more meat.
Our granary stocks are growing, sire.
Are they now? Which runs out almost immediately and causes popularity to drop. So, off to a flying start. Yeah, I have my doubts about that one. Oh, the difficult life of a hunter. While Brother What's-His-Face specifically told us about a rabbit plague near the monastery, there are in fact so many birds right here that none of the hunters has taken a single step and none of them will for a while to come. And I think the dogs are having a hard time keeping up. And all the actual work of getting it to the granary? That is done by the doggos. Now who's a good boy? Oh Christ almighty. Yeah, a dog, yeah. Okay, probably a bit of an overreaction, maybe. Abhorrent hell spawn.
There is word from Sir William.
Such a stupid ass. Ow. Right, ignore that. Anyway, remember me talking about that artificial urgency? There it is again. Also, that thing in its current state is a bit less useful than it should be. I mean, it works. Yeah, this entire bar for is offset.
There's nothing to fear, Tom. I'm sure Sir William will soon arrive with reinforcements.
A travelling storyteller has arrived.
Audio quality. This horrific low bitrate noise introduces a traveling storyteller. To cut a long story short, they prepare a feast cause some war is over and one of the servants is a traitor and poisons the king. How innovative. I know. The king subsequently isn't doing too well. Look, I don't want to speculate as to the identity of that man, but that mug looks somewhat familiar, no? Conjecture, surely. It's interesting, I have to click in here, somewhere inside. Hey, he finally realized it.
That is a castle?
So, this here is Olaf, a Viking, unsurprisingly, and a bit of a dickhead. A guy where I have to wonder if the horns are actually part of the helmet or not. A stubborn piece of work, that dude. And another skip. Nothing too important, just Matthew's past and something about Olaf. What a bustling economy, huh? I have a feeling that's gonna be the only way to make money. Selling cloth to finance my army. Armed peasants and spearmen. What a thrill. Now me, having not played this game for a hot minute, thought that the first wave was just around the corner, and so I started recruiting away. As much as I could for the entire rest of the mission. I mean, I got the food production down now.
Matthew, we wish to help, but are being attacked by dangerous bears.
Oh. Side quest! Woo! Bears, huh? Actually a challenge for the units I can recruit right now. I have a suspicion that that's the best we're gonna get, so, actually, can I? But I do think that I found just the man for the job. Give me an M, give me an A, whatever. Go, Matthew, go! Okay, jokes aside, he is the best choice here, since he's literally my single strongest unit for some time to come. While he is on his merry way, I noticed that all the people that need to go across the bridge started to circle around the far side and back of the barracks. Which gives me a sneaking suspicion that I might have blocked the way ever so slightly. Hence why I need to do some relocating. HR, huh? Just a second, please. Hello, Mediaahh here? What do you mean, asking for consent? Listen, they put me in charge, I'm the lord here now, and I will evict and conscript whoever I damn please. Okay, that's it. I'm coming over. Skip ahead to the hunt or something. I'll be back soon. Many times. Riveting, huh? This hunt. A chase almost. One thing I might have forgotten is that the Lord, without a horse, is painfully slow, thanks to this liberal application of armor on him. They go at almost the same speed, so I kinda have to wait for the bear to stop moving. Okay, well done. Good job, my guy. But looking at this group here, I must wonder, why couldn't they do it themselves? They certainly do have the tools for it. Some might even claim it's the best combo out there.
The sword and shield, the only weapon you'll ever need because it's the only one that matters.
The stockpile is full, my lord.
It what? Yep, and here we are finally serenaded by one of the most frequent messages in this game.
The stockpile is full, my lord. The stockpile is full, my lord.
Or are you really?
The stockpile
That's a bad time for that, you know?
is full,
That's not a good time for that, is it?
my lord.
Off.
The stockpile is full, my lord.
I'm busy, mate.
The stockpile, my lord.
Dude! Are you for real? I don't have time for this bullshit right now. I'm a bit busy, mate. It's assigned to either sell stuff, halt production of some things, or build more stockpiles. Only problem with that last one, as you can see here, they have to be built quite close to one.
Stockpile is full, my lord.
As I was saying, quite close to one another. Let's just continue on. Yes, it is finally time to defend my... Oh, well, that's disappointing. And go. No, not quite. More like this.
Crunch the crucial numbers.
Yep, that was it. Let's go back to some peaceful things, for a little bit. They are in fact quite productive.
Can't place that there, my lord.
And back to war. This second wave isn't significantly larger than the first one, huh? I have a feeling that Matthew would almost be able to solo that if he didn't fight any bears. A theory I would rather not put to... Never mind. Well, that worked. Interesting. And since the first wave was rather small, he could probably do it. That will end in a very, very one-sided exchange. That was in fact very one-sided. Anyways, that's it for chapter 2. Oh, not this one.
First taste of siege warfare.
This here is one of the few things I actually never like to do. A siege on a castle with limited assets. I for one much prefer the steamroller approach. Hundreds of troops with siege weapons, which leads to no enemy unit building or else remaining and me having little to no losses. Sometimes. To the backstory of this here siege. The guy with the yellow cape is a little rat that... is Sir Edwin, another distinguished gentleman of some rank or other. He offers land, title and troops for his rescue from a certain Lady Saren, William's ex as we just learned, skipped over. Not to beat around the bush here, but the first attempt didn't exactly go so well. Suffice to say, not playing for a while combined with the fact that I didn't listen led to me running face first into the strongest part of the wall. And I subsequently ran out of participants about halfway through. Yeah, all dead. My bad. Oh. Oof. I want to take a little moment here to appreciate the death screens. I get why I would end up like this in my current situation, but I would suffer just as grueling a fate for not delivering a loaf of bread on time. Now, this should be most of the death screens, I think. Or at least all of the ones I was able to get. And they do have a certain charm to them. It's certainly a great way to motivate people. I mean, would be a shame if someone were to... God damn it, are they spying on me? Yeah, what up? Yeah, I know, don't worry, it's just a joke. I speak in jest. Not convincing? Okay. Psst, employers, take notes. The second time went better-ish? Less bad. With me having a handful of archers left, which gives me the complete advantage against the remaining enemy forces. They're all melee and quite slow, so they can't do shit now. As to the fate of my melee troops, well, they made a noble sacrifice to keep the enemy archers busy. Stop! Don't finish that. No, not bait. Not at all. They are all, skillfully encouraged participants in a diversionary tactic for securing ultimate victory. TM. So, not bait. No, this is all above board. Don't think that's how this is supposed to go, but hey. It's mine. At this point, Edwin is just complaining about Lady Saren, so I'm just gonna skip it. Oh, and I got knighted. Now, Sir Matthew Steele for all that it's worth.
I'm ill at ease with our alliance to this Edwin Blackfly. The castle Edwin's given me lays on the border regions, and one of the country's oldest foes looms to the north.
Not to be complaining again, but look, literally the first time I listened to the whole thing, and there's essentially no useful info in it. Great. But I do learn that this time I have multiple tasks right from the get-go. Rescuing some old lord, saving the monks returning from their journey from wolves, destroying a bandit camp, and chasing Angus away. That being that dude in the top left corner of the map.
You need to place a stockpile, my liege.
Since we've already had a look at the whole castle building part... But we didn't, sir. Okay, but I'm gonna keep it brief. Stockpile, granary, lumber and stone, finding my objectives on the map and pissing about with the camera angle. Yes, again, cause the default one is weird. Also, it's now time to tax people and placate them with food. Then using those funds to almost exclusively recruit archers for my army and not bothering to build any defensive structures like walls, cause I don't think I'll need them here. And I'm almost right about that last one. So close.
Wood needed, me lord. Wood needed, me lord.
Behold! The 11th century absolute pinnacle of waste disposal. Maybe I shouldn't place this too close to the food, should I? I mean, the reality here, it's people eating just absolutely ginormous piles whenever nature calls, regardless of where they are. Which then is the signal for these poor sods to go collect those and dump them into a hole somewhere. But why is that stuff such a problem, I hear you ask? Disease, which is this little cloud around it. It can easily kill a peasant or two, and even your soldiers won't exactly have a great time huffing and puffing it. The upside to this system is that I can use a trebuchet to air freight some unalive local fauna to my enemy's doorstep. Or right over and past it, which then, they're now closer to nature, okay? Yeah, that's a thing. I've just noticed something. Someone's coming. As you can see, it wasn't long before these guys, namely outlaws, started attacking. Bit of a problem for lighter units. They have that cute little throwing spear at first that does enough damage that spearmen, archers and armed peasants just drop dead. Coincidentally, the only units that I can get. So keeping them at a distance would be a good idea.
Your loyal archers.
I think I know the
Nope.
way.
Good.
Don't kill my sheep, you f***s.
The peasants are troubled.
Well, oops. That's a lot of wolves. Being attacked on two sides at random intervals really sucks, by the way. If only someone thought to build a wall. Now for my assault on that bandit camp. If I were smart, I would walk my guys up that narrow path in the hills back there, and considering that my sheep sometimes wander up there, I should have connected those dots, but alas, here we are. Frontal assault it is. They will one-shot my Yep. And well, here's what I meant by one-shotting my guys. At least some of them picked the same target, so most of my guys are still doing fine. Any second now. Nothing? Weird. So, after all this, why would I still need those guys here? Well, because while the archers do have a dagger for self-defense in the melee, they don't like to use it very much for other things. So in order to attack a structure, I need something else. Pretty much almost anything will do. Oh god damn it.
Hello.
Okay.
Well done,
Work.
my liege. With the bandits out of the way, honest, hard-working folk are free to go about their business again. There was also a sizable cache of gold in that.
Money, huh? Yes,
I
please.
secured it for our treasury.
Now, I don't want to prolong this too much, so here goes. The balding muscle brain pays the cretin to keep the allergic reaction busy, which leads to Mr. Allergic signing the king's army over to his brother, the French dude. That little shithead then disbands the army, which opens up the borders. And finally, that questionably useful military advisor guy helps the king flee, which more or less dissolves the kingdom. Was this a test to see if people paid attention? No, I'd never. Especially since I have not mentioned some of these guys' real names yet. Back to the game. At this point, getting rid of those wolves didn't exactly require all that much planning or caution. As you can see, just saturating everything with arrows is plenty effective. I mean, wildlife protection is not yet a thing. I originally planned to use catapults or some such, but they apparently don't trust me with those yet. I wonder why. Don't worry, Me talking like this is a bit beyond my own control sometimes.
The stockpile is full, my lord.
Our strings are
what?
waxed.
There we go.
Thank you, Sir Steel.
And another objective completed. And here it even rewards me for completing it as fast as possible. Because all the remaining monks will now join my army. It's interesting how almost all games hurries you along, he said. Seldom matters at all, he said. Yeah, that's fine. Oh.
Sir, a letter has arrived. It is from the king.
So for this one, King is alive, Edwin doesn't seem to like that, we are warned that Sir William might be after the crown, I have been promoted, and Sir Edwin tells William to accompany him, but alone. Not suspicious at all.
This makes no sense. Why would the king believe Sir William to be a traitor? He's the most loyal person I know.
That reflection on his armor, is that by chance just some like random outside, like I saw like a path and some trees there. Curious.
Weapons needed, sire.
Now all that's left to do for the moment is to get that old-timer out of his little predicament. Which consists of me completely obliterating the enemy with what I think I'll just call the Persian or the 300. Why would I call it that? Well... Yep, that's why. Here is a little unexpected side quest. Introducing you all to Mr. Audio Glitch, my companion for the past 35 or so minutes.
Recruits needed, sire.
Now, since I didn't want to bother and thinking it might sort itself out, I did my best to ignore it. But even after I finally saved and restarted the game, it still wouldn't let up, so I went and started to try and locate it. Who the f*** is stuck? Which one of you is it? And after being relatively sure I had the correct one, I still just kinda carpet bombed all the shops around it as well to make sure. That's a lot of stuff just poofing out of existence. And a lot of money as well. 100 gold per shop, almost ouch. And that is why you shouldn't go frame by frame. Anyway.
Well, Edwin, why have you brought me all this way?
Oh, no reason. I just thought you would enjoy the view from inside Olaf's dungeon.
In a stunning turn of events,
We are being sold out by Edwin. Not like he was literally introduced as a traitor. How surprising. I'm waiting for an attack, don't I? I see.
Sir?
You've got a question?
There's enemies right there, sir.
Yep, good observation. I'm sure past me will notice them soon. Anytime now. Who are these guys? After finally noticing them and putting a stop to their antics, I then turned my attention right back to the army in blue that I spotted earlier. A decision which surely won't come back to bite my ass. And of course, it absolutely does. This dude is stubborn as all hell and just continues on with whatever the camp spits out, even with the actual army being dead. I mean, I told you in the beginning, right?
Angus of Clan MacLeod, I will let you share the glory.
Oh, isn't this sweet? Those two are now fighting over who gets to kill me. I feel so loved. You can fuck right off. Done. And that was that. How about we take a look at another little quirk of this game. Whenever you move a lot of units at once through the same area, the ones at the front run at normal speed and sometimes spread out, while the bulk collects in a sort of blob towards the back and slows down noticeably, while presenting a great target for AoE weapons like catapults, ballistae and rolling logs. For my final move in this mission, I take all my archers and a total of 24 catapults and tear down this guy's castle, including a little tactical error of sending my guys right into the path of those logs. Twice. Oh. My bad.
Woman, make ready.
You know, it's weird. I really wonder now if HR is listening in on this or not. I kinda expected to get another call by now. Oh. My bad. This guy at this point is supposed to run away using his horse. Well, right away. But I've yet to see him succeed even once. The The horse always kicks the bucket way before he decides to leave, and he actually has to leave the map for the mission to end, which takes him a fair bit of time without it. Can I fit all of them? The answer to that is yes, by the way. They do fit. It's like machine guns. And for the final time in this video, I will cut a conversation short. The old timer is proud of my work and the monks need help, cause the dickhead, sorry, Olaf, destroyed the monastery and keeps Sir William prisoner near it. So right back to the beginning. But with this here, I'm done for today. So, sorry William, but you just have to wait a bit until your rescue. Best of luck and no hard feelings, please.